All right, welcome to Under 40 CEOs.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
So I was constantly learning, constantly being challenged to do better work, constantly having to, figure out the best way to do something innovative and new all the time.
I think brands are interested in a few things, but they want to work with other brands that they feel are reliable. They want to work with brands that have a clear sense of self or brand identity. So you know who you are, you're not trying to be everything to everyone.
Would you say that, work-life balance is achievable, or is it a myth?
Very, very achievable. At the end of the day, it's just about prioritizing.
I mean, there's a young man, living in some township, watching you, is looking at you like, wow, he did it. Like, I'm sure I could also do it. What would you advise him to do?
The only thing I had was an imagination. It starts with just dreaming.
Yes, you can have competent staff and everything, but you need to be very vigilant and alert and make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do.
So tell me, what are those key challenges in business that you've had to overcome to make the strides that you've made so far?
Getting the strategies right, sustaining them, and getting people on board.
When you're a small business, focus on growing your business. Get customers. Make sure that the majority of people have your product in your hand and you've developed a quality product.
So let's talk about the role of mentorship in growing an enterprise.
Every single part of your life, you could have a mentor who purely grooms you in terms of shaping your character as a person. You could have a mentor who grooms you in terms of business.
It really isn't about how much qualifications you've garnered, but how much results are you able to bring to the table at the end of the day, because that's what business owners are looking for, results.
What are those key skill sets that a CEO needs to acquire in managing people?
Communication is one, if not the most important. Empathy, and be a people person.
Judging from Toyin's study history, one will quickly realize that she is well-traveled, having studied not just in Lagos, but also in Los Angeles, India, and Korea.
So tell me, how has travel and interacting with different cultures, influenced your person and, enhanced your business?
If I wasn't traveling out of this country, trust me, by now, with this exposed, and I would not even have gone this far. Traveling opened my eyes.
We've had to travel far and wide to source for materials, source for technology, and also, training.
What would you say makes the business landscape in Nigeria unique?
To stay in business, it takes just more than having money. It's really about your passion.
What are the most critical lessons that you've learned and can share on running a business to profitability?
Hands-on is the first one. The biggest failure for most entrepreneurs, we forget why we are in business. We got caught up in the limelight.
For a leader who has failed in the area of patience and who believes in being a boss and not a leader, I'm eager to know what skill sets she is developing to ensure she becomes a great CEO.
Okay, so what are those key skill sets that a CEO needs to acquire in managing people?
But I would say things like patience. I think you need to be hardworking because your people would imbibe your culture.
What's your leadership style?
I feel like I'm a leader who's in the trenches with my team.
Leading by example, I would say empowering the people around me, setting a vision and a vision that everybody else can buy into.
So for me, I must listen to everybody. I must, give everybody a chance. I must give everybody an opportunity, and I must carry everybody along.
As an investor in Nigerian businesses, what are the key lessons that you've learned and can share?
I think the first lesson is that too much money is dangerous.
So in building this brand thus far, what are those major hurdles and challenges that you've had to overcome?
The biggest challenge that we have is we realize that in the kiddies entertainment and lifestyle industry, you have to be an all-rounder. I could make examples of your Ben 10s or maybe of your Hello Kitty, you have to be visible in every sphere of the child.
One is payments. When we first started out, we didn't have very reliable payment systems. So you'd have to go through a cumbersome process to actually get a ticket.
And so fundraising also will be my second challenge. And I think the third one really is just finding talent. Yes, people have gotten degrees and people have masters and PhDs, but does it really translate to being able to think critically or problem solve? And so again, it's been just finding the right people to join the team.
This is Under 40 CEOs.